Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's time for Vice President Barts in the London. We've got one candidate for this, and that is Robert Tucker. So we'll have Robert join, and then we will ask all of the questions. Is Robert here? Hello.
Hello, deja vu.
I know, we had this last week, didn't we?
Same, different shirts.
Yes, exactly. So, how are you today, Robert?
I'm all good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone here for our wonderful audience watching?
Yeah, do I have like a time limit or can I just say hi?
No, the introduction is just your name, your course.
Oh yeah, hi, my name's Rob. I'm a third-year medic.
Okay, thanks, Rob. You know the drill by now. You got some questions that people are going to ask you. You're going to talk about the role that you're running for, which is Vice President Barts of London. This is the role that represents all students at Barts of the London School of Medicine and Dentistry. So that includes medics, dentists, neuroscience, pharmacology and innovative therapeutics, global health, and any PGTs or PGRs that we have. So lots of wonderful people that you'll be representing if you get the role. We will be taking questions from the audience. So if there are any questions for Rob, please put your hand up. So if there are any questions, now's your time to put your hand up. Otherwise, I will have my...
I won't bite.
Okay, I'm gonna ask I'll kick us off then with my own questions, if that's all right. So I'm gonna ask you two questions. You're gonna have 60 seconds overall to answer each question, so about 30 seconds per question. I'll ask the two questions and then you'll start straight into answering with the 60 seconds, so it'll kind of be done in one go. So the first question is, BLSA represents a variety of different students from different courses. Is there a particular student group that you feel BLSA needs to better represent, and how do you propose to do this? So that's your first question. And then your second question is going to be, the BLSA president is not only the head of BLSA, but also the VP for QMSU. How do you propose to balance these different responsibilities and ensure you not only represent BL students, but all students at QMUL? So you've got those two questions. Do you need any clarification on the questions at all?
No, I'm happy.
Fantastic. So you've got 60 seconds to answer two questions, one on groups that you feel need to be better represented by BLSA and how you propose to do this. And the other question being on ensuring that you not only represent BL students, but also the students at QMUL. Your time starts when you start speaking.
Perfect. Both great questions. With the first one, I would probably say at BL, I would say postgrads. They make up about half of our entire cohort of students. And even in one of the student councils recently, there was a uttering of them wanting to leave the SU, which I think should be picked up on a lot more than it already has been. As I said, it's not just about number, but it's a really stressful course, doing a PhD, and also the fact of moving between postgraduate talk, postgraduate research is something we need to work on. I've already had a meeting with our current postgrad rep, and it's a place that's still open in elections, so people need to have a little think if they'd be able to take that position. But I think it'd be really important if they could sit on, the BLSA Student Special President's Council, just getting more feedback about those courses. I don't think we hear about them enough. And the other question, everything I did this year, I did on a BL side, and it was all open to QMSU as well. So I would open everything up. I think when things are online, there's no reason why it can't be advertised at QM. Oh, you're muted.
Gosh, that is time. Sorry, I muted myself.
I heard you, don't worry.
Thanks, Rob. Okay, fantastic. That was your 60 seconds. Any other questions for Rob, or am I going to have to ask an additional question? Do we have any questions from the audience at all? Aha, Raheem. Can we have Raheem's question, please? Hi, Raheem. You've just joined us. So if you unmute yourself and turn your camera on, that's all okay, right. And ask your question.
Cool. Sorry, bear with me a second.
Right, so that's daunting.
Select the camera. Sorry, this is. I am so sorry.
No, that's okay. Don't worry at all.
Okay, I can't seem to work this out. Shall I get on with the question and then?
Yeah, if we have your question, then not a worry at all.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. Cool. Basically, an ongoing issue has always been about Barts' identity, particularly with regards to the logo last year. Rob, how do you plan on continuing to address the Barts identity? Because the consensus among BL students is very much that they still feel like their identity is being compromised in a number of ways, and they feel like QMSU is almost trying to take them over in a sense.
Okay. That's your question from Raheem. Thank you so much, Raheem. I hope you get your camera issues sorted for your next section. But thank you for the question. Do we have any other questions from the audience at all? No? Okay, I will add another question then, Rob, if that's okay. So your next question will be, what do you think is the biggest challenge BLSA will face for the next academic year? So you've got 2 questions there, again, 60 seconds. Do you think it would help if I told you when we hit the halfway mark on that 60 seconds?
Yeah. Well, you can always like pop your hand up or something.
I'll just put my hand up when you're halfway through.
Thanks,
okay. So your 2 questions are one about the Barts identity and the BL identity, and then the other one being about the biggest challenge BLSA will face next academic year. You've got 60 seconds overall to answer both questions. Whenever you want, you may start.
Yeah, the BL identity question is really important. I think every single year it comes up, and I'm obviously really proud of the BL identity. I don't think it takes anything away from QM by me saying that. But each year, yeah, it feels like we maybe lose a little piece, or maybe we go down on the pecking order between QM. But I think it's just about our mutual respect between the two. We understand what we give them and we get back. But I think it's just, yeah, mutual respect. If we're able to sort of get things between each other. Okay, I'll skip on to the next one then. But biggest challenge, I think, is getting back into campus. Hopefully by the seams of it, we're able to do it. Having in-person events again is going to be amazing. I can't wait, as I said, to go back into the Griff. I can't wait even to go into lecture theatres. But that kind of a bit of fear that a lot of students are going to have, we're going to have to reassure as a students' union. And I think that's going to be a really difficult job that we can't underestimate.
Okay, and that's your time. Thank you so much. I personally can't wait to get some Southern fried chicken strips from the Griff again. Don't know about you, so there we go. I'm sure there's plenty of others who are in the same position. Well, Rob, that's your questions done. You now have 45 seconds for a quick closing speech. Let us know a little bit more about yourself, anything you think you've missed out, some of your policies, whatever you want to do, shout out your social media, all of that. Talk about your wonderful background if you want. whatever you want.
I'll do 45 seconds on this bonsai tree.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got 45 seconds and that time starts. Let me just get my trusty little timer here whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'll keep this one short. We've had a lot of reminders today about voting is in fact now open. And after tonight, a candidate has done everything that they can. So just make sure in the next couple of days before Thursday to read manifestos, check out our social media. Mine on Instagram is BL@Rob for BLSA Prez. You can also find the BLSA debate on YouTube to find out more about BL candidates. But as I said, all any of us can ask for is that you just make an educated choice and that you go out there and vote. And thanks again for the Executive 6 team for hosting tonight.
Thank you so much. Just in time as well. Fantastic. Everyone give a virtual round of applause for Rob. That was not easy going first, I'm sure, but you've done an amazing job. And as Rob said, the elections are open. Wow. We've already got 1,244 voters. What? Great achievement. Not to brag, but BL seem to be at the front at the moment. So everyone, if you wanna beat us, make sure you get up there and vote. Thank you so much for everyone. Please check out qmsu.org/elections for all the information about candidates.